Hey y'all, I'm here to save a vintage PC game from becoming extinct. The game, The Rise and Rule of Ancient Empires, published by Sierra Online, same publisher behind cult classics like King's Quest, Quest for Glory, Space Quest, and Leisure Suit Larry. Published in 1996 for Windows 95, Rise and Rule quickly became obsolete in just 4 years. Later in 2000, when Windows launched XP. Why? Because Windows 95 and 98 were using 16-bit processing and XP went to 32. So, while most old games can run straight from MS-DOS, the prior operating system before all that nonsense, Rise and Rule unfortunately requires Windows with 16-bit. So modern gamers have to emulate one of those two to play the full game. It's a bit of a headache, so to make life easier, I've compiled a pre-programmed DOS setup using DOSBox X that will run Windows 95 with the click of a button. You start by downloading the zip file from my Google Drive link in the comments. The file is rather large. It's 500 megabytes because it has all of DOS, Rise and Rule, and all of Windows 95 clumped together pre-installed. You can place it anywhere on your computer, unzip it, and just double click and run the DOSBox X exe right there. It's the very first. And Windows 95 will come to life. Automatically, right there on the desktop, I've modified it a bit, so you'll see a lot of quirks. If you've played this game before, chances are you didn't, but if you have, you should see some new things. So a little bit about this game. It's a mass military campaign and civilization building game, turn-based. You have 6 civilizations, each with 30 buildings and 13 unit types. It has a bit of a slow build at the beginning, but the game is not designed to be quick or easy. And I've tweaked it a little bit to make it harder. So now it will skip all the fluff and try to destroy you from turn 1. The game doesn't have difficulty settings or campaigns. It's purely skirmishes, and difficulty is based on the number of opponents and the size of the map. So once you beat the game against 3 opponents on the largest map, you've essentially beat the game. There's nothing higher to accomplish. This game is good for a weekend when you just want to step away from whatever you're doing, immerse yourself in something new that will challenge you, but shouldn't take more than, 3 or 4 days. So a little on how you play the game. The most unique element is also considered the most controversial. It is the allocation bars. Each turn, you have to decide how many workers you want to delegate towards food production, research production, or research production, resource production. First, you determine how much food you need to be gathering. If the food icon in the bottom left is negative, your population will decrease. But if it's normal or green, your population will increase. Populations for each city maxes out at 2,200. So once you've reached that point, there's no point in trying to grow more. You just don't want to go backwards. After that, you decide if you want to research for a better quality building. 5 research types. You choose which using the academy building. And if you want to build something, you just slide the far right resource box all the way to your food and work your way back until that green allocation is as big as you can get it. Each building type offers something different. Biggest will be your workshop, barracks, and stables. They make all of your soldier types. You can tinker around by playing the game against yourself to kind of figure out what everything does. And I've included a little player cheat sheet guide in the file you download to help you out. I recommend taking a look at that. I want to give a special thanks to the DOSBox X team for their souped up DOS emulator and instructions on how to mount old operating systems. And I also want to thank WinWorldPC.com for their database of old PC games and MyAbandonware.com for their inventory of old PC games. Good luck out there. Hope you have fun.